Welcome to Love for G.T.S. That's guns, tactics, and shooting. Just for YouTube purposes, we are not attempting to sell any firearms or firearm accessories. This video is for educational, informational purposes only, with a few opinions mixed in. Thank you. All right, so you might be wondering why I have all these guns laid out across the bed like this. And it's because I plan on doing a video talking about my gun collection. Now, this is not every gun that I own, but it is a majority of the ones that I primarily use and carry for one purpose or another, or a nightstand gun or something like that. So stay tuned to the channel. There will be a video coming out about that pretty soon. I'll try to get to it and finish it up. But this video is not about that. So let's get into the video. All right, this particular video is going to be focused on this gun right here, which is a 1911 double stack, or 2011 as most of us guys refer to it as, which is a term coined by Staccato. However, it's commonly used throughout the gun community for any double stack 1911, which is essentially what a 2011 is. That is also what this gun right here is, as well as this one. That one is a little bit different than your traditional 2011 or 1911 double stack, but it essentially is a 1911 that is double stack. All right, so while we're talking about it, let me shift these guns around. And by the way, all these guns have been safety checked and cleared. There's no live ammo in any of these guns. So I do have the magazines in them for aesthetic purposes, but they are all cleared. All right, there we go. Cleaned it up a little bit and got them all stacked up right here. All right, so now the gun of the hour, which is the 2K11, here in this beautiful stainless with the MJD grip and the gold barrel. So what are we talking about today? So as you kind of got by the title of the video, we're talking about issues I've had with my 2011 or 2K11. Here's the thing, right? Back in when I first got the gun, I don't remember exactly what day I bought it. It would have been somewhere in like September 2025, I believe, maybe. Maybe before then, might have been more like June, July. I don't really remember. But the point is, if you remember from one of my earlier videos, I really love the gun. It shot well. Didn't have any issues out of it initially. So here's what ended up happening. I had this gun, which is the Apollo 11, custom work done to it. So this is not the original grip to the gun. So I sent this off to my guys to get a Cerakote job, and they did a trigger job and polished up all the internals, etc. There's a video out there on it. You can go watch it. But at any rate, if you notice the trigger on this gun, there is no play in it, right? It doesn't move, it doesn't shift. The grip safety also has no play or movement in it. So after witnessing that, with getting some work done on this gun, I was like, man, so this is what a 2011 or 1911 double stack can be, right? So when I got this one, all around, this gun is beautiful. I have no issues with it. So a lot of the tolerance on it are perfect, as well as the slide and all that stuff, right? But I noticed that the trigger had play in it. So you hear that? All right, as well as the grip safety has movement and play in it. So I was like, I sent it back to Kimber because there was another person I was talking to on one of the forums or something. He said he had the same issue, and he sent his gun back to Kimber, and they tightened everything up and fixed the tolerances or whatever. So I was like, man, I'll do the same thing, see if they can tighten up the gun, you know, make me appreciate it and love it even more, especially given the price point of these, right? So I sent it off to Kimber in October of 2025 last year. And they supposedly tightened everything up, checked everything to make sure it was good, and sent it back to me. This is where this starts for this video, right? And this is pretty much the paper that they sent back with the gun. The reasons I sent it: trigger and gun safety loose. And they talk about, that's them test firing at QC. And then if we look right there, it says that they replaced the grip safety, adjusted the trigger screw, installed the optic plate, original adjustable sight, sent back to customer. All right. So I get the gun back, and this is where the video starts of me shooting the gun at the range and having issues with it. So the first shot or two was actually good. And then for some reason, the gun wouldn't shoot, and I'm wondering why. So as I'm trying to diagnose the problem, I realized that there's an issue with the grip safety that they said they replaced, right? So apparently the spring in the main housing wasn't properly tuned or something. I don't know what was causing it initially, exactly, but here's what was happening, right? I'll show some video of it. But essentially, the gun would not fire unless you literally had to put an exorbitant amount of pressure on the grip safety to make the gun function whenever the magazine was inserted. So if you take the magazine out and pull the trigger, boom, it fired fine. But if you put the magazine in there and you were trying to pull the trigger, it didn't have enough room to fire, so the gun wouldn't go off. In the video, you'll see me actually like taking my thumb and actually pressing the grip safety all the way down and finally getting the gun to fire. And that's how I realized it was the grip safety and it wasn't, anything else. Kimber 2K11. So smooth. I didn't realize trying to rack it back, man. The thing just slides. Crazy. It's weird. Try a different mag. That's the regular check mag that come with it. It's weird, the trigger's not pulling back. Try to make sure the safety's engaged. Nothing. Safety's engaged fully. That's weird. Alright. I don't know what's going on with that, but try a different mag. It's gonna be the Kimber mag. It's not pulling. Think it might be a mistake. Nope. I think it's the safety. It's not fully engaging the safety every time. So, unload it. Push the safety down really far. So that's causing the issue. We will be sending it back to Kimber. Not a good sign. Kind of pissed off about that. Moving forward, I sent it back to Kimber for them to retune it and, check the grip safety. And it took me a little bit to do this because I was busy doing other things. So it wasn't until like December I sent it back, which is where we get this from. So here you can see I sent it back, grip safety not working, trigger pull inconsistent, right? So this is what they stated they did, replaced the grip safety and inspected it. All right, and they always tell you how they tested it and with what ammo, all right? So I get it back the next time, and that was the last time. Gun is perfect. It is back to normal, and I love my gun again. So I said I had issues with my 2K11, and I want to make sure it's clear. Like, these were induced by me trying to get the gun to perfection from Kimber, which I realize is probably not going to happen, right? These guns are mass-produced, and although there may be one person hand-fitting each particular gun as it's going out the door, these guns are not actually hand-fit, right? It's not like your Cabots and your or your Atlas or your Hayes or Infinity or any of the other higher end 2011s. No, this is along the lines of a staccato, right? Even staccatos, while they're usually pretty tightly fitted and all this stuff, they still have a little play in some portions of them as well. Although their tolerances are great. So I'm not trying to knock staccato by any means. I think they're actually good guns. Do I think they're being rivaled by some competitors like Kimber and now the P211 from SIG and some other ones that I'm not going to get into all of that. However, the end of the story is this: for what this gun is, you are going to have some minor tolerance issues, like a little bit of play in the grip safety. And from a functionality perspective, it never really hurt anything. The gun ran phenomenally. I never had any issues with it. It just annoyed me to spend $2K on a gun and then to have this, annoying play in the trigger. So essentially, if that bothers you, you're going to have to send the gun to a gunsmith or somebody who actually tunes guns, specifically 1911s and 2011s, to have them fix it. And that way, you get it back, and it will be like this, right? See, there is no movement or plate in that. I can't even get it to move. Same thing with the trigger. Trying to get that trigger to move, it will not budge, right? But the actual trigger performance itself is great on this gun. My guy did an excellent job, fitting everything to this gun. So I am highly satisfied with that. And I was expecting to get that from Kimber with this one, which is just not going to happen. All right, if you made it this far in the video, basically what you're getting from this is, if you're going to buy a production-made 2011 or 1911 double stack, you have to expect some minor tolerance issues, right? And if you wanted to, be remotely close to any of the higher end guns, you're going to have to send it off to get some custom work done, or you can just pay for a custom gun from jump. Cry once, buy once, right? So buy once, cry once, however the saying goes. So you can imagine on this Apollo 11 from Live Free Armory, initially the tolerances were loose on that as well. Now, and that's one of the reasons why I sent it off to get some work done, along with the fact that I hated the original grip that was on that gun. It sucked. That polymer 3D printed grip was terrible, and it is one of the pitfalls of the Live Free Armory Apollo 11, in my opinion. All right, and it's not really an opinion because most of the other people who had this gun also had issues with it. The 3D printed grip would warp, or it over time would lose its rigidity. It caused issues with the grip safety and the bow and the trigger, all kind of things. All right, which the Kimber has not had any of those issues, and this grip on the 2K11 is phenomenal. MJD did a outstanding job with this grip, as well as they do with many of their grips. So I absolutely love their grips. Definitely recommend those. I'm not being paid by them or anything like that. I just like quality, right? And they put out some quality grips. One of the best polymer grips you can get, in my opinion. So after it's all said and done, I am back in love with my 2K11, and I have been to the range with it since that last trip when I got it back. And again, it ran like a sewing machine. Love this gun. Think Kimber is doing an excellent job with the 2K11. Like I said, these guns are rivaling everything out there, including some of the higher end guns when it comes to standout performance and functionality and stuff like that. Now, will it ever compete with them on a tolerance stacking or, just fit and finish? Maybe not to that degree, right? But the fit and finish on these guns is excellent. From the design to the way it's fit, to the materials, to the coating. I mean, they're just great guns, man. So if you're looking for a 1911 double stack 2011, whatever, and you want to get into that realm of guns, then I mean, you can't go wrong with those. Just for YouTube, I want to make sure I absolutely state I am not attempting to sell guns. I am not attempting to sell accessories for guns. I am simply just talking about my experience with guns and these particular guns, and talking about, what experiences I've had. All right, I'm not saying go out and buy one. I am simply saying that of what's available on the market, this is one that I stand by. I think it's good. At any rate, this is another Kimber, which I'm not going to get into again. We'll do that in a later video. But one gun that I think is very underrated and not talked about enough, and I really wish Kimber would put more marketing into, and make some different variations, and also aside from that, give us some additional accessories and things that we can add to this outside of changing these grips. Now, it is great to be able to change the grips on the KDS 9C, but I wish we had some other, like trigger options and stuff like that. They did come out with additional colors for the barrels. So other than silver, I think there was a gold or copper, which is kind of the same as the one on this 2K11. And then I think there was another color. It was like a brushed copper or something like that. I can't remember, bronze or something. Which is cool, but we need more options. I mean, if you're going to keep this, if you're going to keep this line or model around, it definitely needs some additional accessories and maybe some different models, or a revision or something like that. I've heard rumor that it may get discontinued, which is disheartening to hear, because I really, really like that gun, especially for a carry pistol. If you're looking for a 1911 double stack, 2011-ish, it's really not a 2011 by any means. It's more of a true 1911 double stack. But if you're looking for something like that to carry, I mean, I definitely love that gun for carrying. I carry it pretty frequently, actually. So at any rate, I'm going to wrap this video up. That's pretty much it, man. If you're thinking about getting a 2K11, yeah, I love it, man. So even though I had some issues with mine that were more induced by me and not by the gun itself, then, you know, it is what it is. So out of all the people or videos I've watched, the people that I know personally who have the 2K11, I haven't seen many people with having any issues with them at all. And like I said, had I not sent mine back to Kimber trying to get it perfect, I probably would have never had issues with mine. And now that they sent it back, they fixed the issues. Their customer service has been excellent. They took care of me by every stretch. And this gun is really great, man. I love it. So at any rate, I'm going to end the video there. I appreciate you guys checking out the channel again. And I will catch you on the next video. Peace.